Okay, now, up next, let's talk about follow actions. Now, follow actions are kind of hidden all over Live 11. They were kind of, in previous versions of Live, they were really kind of only found for the most part in the clip slot grid, but one of the cool features about Live 11 is you can find follow actions in a lot of different places now. So in order to learn them, let's go over to session view and kind of learn them kind of classically how they've been used. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this clip that we've been working with. I'm going to add another one, which is this later part of the same tune. Okay, so I'm going to take both those clips. I'm going to take that one and that one. Oops. Select them both. And then I'm going to click and hold down like I'm going to move them somewhere, and I'm going to press tab. Take them over to session view and drop them right there. Now you'll notice this big red square. We didn't have that before, or I guess it's a rectangle. What that is that's telling me that Live sees my Ableton push, and this is what's showing up on my push screen. So you probably don't have a big red rectangle unless you have a push. So if I set my push into the mode that lets me launch clips, this is what I'm going to be able to see on my screen, is all this here, right? If I have a bunch more clips, I'm not going to be able to see all of them. So this red rectangle kind of shows me what's in focus. And I can scroll down and scroll up. The APC40 does the same thing, although I think it's a green box. I can't remember. So the red thing just shows me what I'm seeing. I'm going to turn that off by just unplugging my push, just so that it's not confusing to those of you that don't see it. Okay, and now it goes away, because I'm not going to use my push at the moment. Okay, so what I have here is this clip, and let's set up a loop here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's set this to be right on. One too many. Okay, so now I have that loop going, and now I don't really need to set up a loop for this other one. We're just going to launch it, and that's going to play to the end. So what we can do here with follow actions is we can say, I'm going to let this loop for a while, and then at some point, something's going to automatically happen. Okay, so in order to get to our follow actions, we have to hit this little triangle here. Now, in older versions of Live, follow actions just showed up through a little button down here, but now they're in this little triangle. Okay, so we're going to hit that triangle. Now we see our follow actions. Okay, so I'm going to turn on follow action, and I get another one of these little double drop down menus. This one works a little different than the other double drop downs that we've seen before. What this one does is this says, what percentage of the time is this going to happen, and what percentage of the time is this going to happen? Okay? This is laid out a little bit differently than it used to be. If you're looking at an older version of Live, this is a little bit different workflow, but it's the same concept. So we could say 100% of the time, play the next clip, is what that says. Okay, so that means that at the end of this loop, it's going to move on and play the next clip. Let's do it. You can see this one already warmed up. Cool. So it automatically went on. I could say 100% of the time stop, play it again, so effectively loop it. Play the previous clip, so go up one, play the next clip, play the first clip on that track, play the last clip on that track, play any clip, play other, which would be any clip except the same one that's currently playing, or jump. I'm not really sure what jump does. This is a new one, and I assume it means jump to a random spot. So these two are random functions, and this is a third function, random function. I haven't experimented with this jump one yet. So I only have 2 clips, so I can't do very much with any randomization, right? But let's say next clip, which will be this kind of break section, and let's change 100% to 50%. Okay, so 50% of the time, it's going to jump to the break. Let's actually even make that smaller. Let's make it 25 or so. Okay. Every other time, it's going to play again. Okay, so now 75% of the time, the loop is it's gonna loop again. But 25% of the time, it's going to decide randomly to jump to the break. Let's try it. I can kind of tell what it's already decided for its next move based on what's flashing. Okay, it's still gonna stay on there. Still deciding to stay there. Still staying there. You know, this is what you get with random stuff. Still staying. It's gonna make for a very boring little demonstration. There we go. Okay. So now it's got the next section queued up and it's gonna jump there. Okay, so what I basically did there was kind of automate what's gonna happen after this loop. Okay? Now, what if I wanted to say, loop this 4 times and then go on? What I would do there is I would say play the next clip 100% of the time after 4 passes through the loop. Okay, so now it's going to play through that loop 4 times and then go on to the next one. So no more randomization here. This is going to be solid. It's going to play the loop 4 times. You can see this is queued up already. There's 2. There's 3. And here's 4. So now it's going to go on to the next clip. Cool. So if you don't want to use randomization in your performances or even composition, there's actually a cool composition trick you can do with this, which I'll show you in a minute. This is a good way to just say, when I launch this clip, wait 4, 8, 16 times through the clip and then go on to the next section. It can force you to move on. So follow actions can be really fun to give your performance both some predictability and also some randomness.